Hello and welcome to the KB Michelle Green podcast. Thank you for listening and we hope that you enjoy. Today, I would like to talk about a continuation of our series in credit. On credit, about credit, around credit, through credit, all things credit, right? So in today's podcast, I was just thinking about the whole idea of every individual person who starts out with the reality of having to build a credit score. In the last podcast or episode, we talked about the idea of where the root of credit comes from, the root of before we even get to the point of credit, but where does this whole money and credit financial journey begin? It begins with our income. So we start out without always understanding the progression of how to increase our income, how to change incomes, how to level up, how to switch income companies that will provide benefits and privileges to make our life easier. When we think about the whole financial picture, when we think about our whole credit picture, the root of all credit starts with our funds. It starts with our income. If we don't have an income, then we won't have credibility. If we don't have an income, we don't have the trust with people. If we don't have an income, everything else pretty much is out of the window. So I want us to really grasp the idea that we really should focus on what is the income that we have, where the money is going that we have right now in our possession, whether it's going into our bank account and then it's being distributed from a debit or credit card, a debit card, or if it is coming from the equation of it's going into our physical hands and being distributed. What are we paying for once we receive the income? The root problem that we always talk about in our credit repair program with Kingdom Builders Credit Repair is the root problem always exists with where we put the money. Where do we give the money to? Who are we giving the money to? What creditor? What family member? What friend? What spouse? What child? What parent? Who is receiving the money that we bring into the equation of our own household, of our own selves? I think about my son and my older children that are now grown. When they were little, we always tried to, I say we, but I always tried to cultivate a mindset that you bring in the income and that you save or set aside the money. But we haven't really learned how to compound the money. And that is why it's so important for us to really sit down and really begin to learn more about how we can get the money that we have to grow. But once we get into the credit piece, let's go into that just for a second. With credit, what we are looking at is how well do we take care of what we say we're going to take care of? If we don't have enough money to pay for a car outright, if we don't have enough money to pay for a mortgage, a house, the place where we live, if we don't have enough money to buy food, groceries, if we don't have enough money to put gas in our cars or to keep up the maintenance on a vehicle, if we don't have enough money to maintain repairs on our home or to take care of our health even, if we don't have enough money that when we get sick, that we have money set aside to take care of the healthcare expense that we have. If we don't have enough money to, let's say we have issues with our eyes or issues with our ears or issues with our mouth, then if we don't have money set aside, then that is the purpose for credit. It is the simple purpose of us earning a living, starting out in the world, no matter where we start, no matter what level of income we start out with. It's the issue of the income that we have not being enough to take care of something that we desire, something that we may not just desire, but something that we may actually need. That is a necessity. It is a necessity to eat every day. It is a necessity to have something to drink every day. Water, preferably. But anyway, that's my opinion. It is a necessity for us to be able to have a place to live. It is a necessity for transportation, a necessity for communication. It is a necessity for us to have clothes on our back, shoes on our feet. It's a necessity for us to be able to see and hear and speak and, not walk around with a bunch of teeth that are about to fall out of our mouths, from cavities and from not brushing our teeth or whatever the case. But we want to just keep it very simple in understanding that if we don't have enough money, the whole ordeal about credit is that someone, preferably, and in most 99.9% of the time, it's going to be a bank or a credit union that will lend us the money in exchange for the amount of money that we don't have. So if we need something and we haven't set aside enough money, maybe we just started working. Maybe we just started working and we haven't worked long enough to set aside enough cash that we could actually allow that money to be set aside, saved in an investment that will grow and compound yet. Maybe we just don't have enough time on our side. That's the reason why the money is not there. So we need to go to a creditor. We need to actually experience time with having different types of creditors who are actual banks or credit unions that will lend us the money in exchange for a minimal payment per month, a payment plan, as we call it. It's an installment of payments that we will make over time to say that I'm so grateful that you gave me the opportunity to get what I needed, to get what I desired. And even if it's not something that you desire, but it's something that you received, and it's your word to say, I'm grateful and I'm going to pay you back. And I'm going to pay you back every penny that you gave me. Not only am I going to pay you back every penny that I gave you, but I'm going to give you every penny with interest. I'm going to give you a little bit more than what you actually gave me because I'm grateful for the fact that you gave me this opportunity to get what I needed because I did not have enough funds at the time that I needed an expense to be taken care of. If we think about credit from that perspective, we will begin to understand that the credit game is really not that hard to figure out. If we would just kind of go back to our first initial idea around money, if we would go back to the idea of what it is that caused us to think that it was okay to tell someone that we would promise to give them money back that we actually never actually gave them back. Where did this idea originate? Where did the mindset even come up in our spirit, in our subconscious mind, in our physical surroundings, our environment of people who we were around? Where did this mindset even originate, because it's the mindset that has originated and it has spread like yeast among people. Now, I'm saying this even though I am in the credit repair business, but I'm saying this so that we can understand how we can actually capture the mindset of changing how we think about credit. If we would change how we think about money, if we would change how we think about gaining an income, not just sitting around, not doing anything. But I remember as I was in my late teens, early 20s, it didn't matter what it is that I would do, as long as it was legal. It was something that I would commit myself to until I could graduate and do better. I would work at McDonald's. I would work at Hardee's. I would work at Burger King. I would work at places where nobody really wanted to work until I could continuously find a higher paying job with more benefits, with a better opportunity for me to bring in more money, and consistently staying on top of that mindset, that understanding that I'm not staying here. I'm graduating from level to level. So the thing is that when it comes to our credit, the thing is that when it comes to our mindsets, we have to understand that if we can understand the initial issue around money, what we felt about it, what people made us feel about it, what people made us believe about it, and change that to, I am a person who is capable of earning a living. I am capable of bringing in an income. So what can I go out here and do today? Not specifically looking at the exact job as long as it's legal, but looking at the fact that you are able to bring in an income. What can you do today? Regardless of what anyone has told you, regardless of whether or not you have a degree in the field or not, what can you do today to bring in an income? What can you do today that will set a goal for you to keep an income consistently until you can get a higher income and a higher income and a higher income and a higher income? What can you do today to change your mindset about money? What can you do today to change your mindset about credit? See, if we can get to that root and we can make the shift and understand that I'm capable of making the change, of bringing in more of an income, of doing whatever it is that I have to do, even if I don't necessarily love it, even if I don't necessarily like it, but to do it for a period of time. I won't even say temporary, because we need to at least put in a good year or two, or maybe even 3, up to 5 years of something consistently until we are disciplined enough to know that we can graduate from one level to another. We can increase our income. We can add benefits to the table of our income. We can add privileges, things that we really actually want. Maybe a company car comes along with a higher income on a managerial position. Maybe vacationing bonuses comes with being able to have a degree and work in the field of which you have gone to school. That's how we elevate from level to level. And then the ultimate level, of course, is becoming an entrepreneur. If you're already an entrepreneur, or if you are thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, we have a solution for you as well. Not only do we provide credit, but we also have a business university that helps entrepreneurs to learn how to do business from beginning to end. And we help you to build legacies, earn 6 and 7 figure incomes, and be able to replace your income by setting up an income for your employee. with your salary. That's what we do at KBBU, Kingdom Builders Business University. So listen, we really have to make a change. We really have to make a shift. We really have to think about this whole credit equation. What is holding us back every single time to stop us from actually paying our bills, from actually looking at the debt that we owe on our credit? What is holding us back from paying that dentist or that eye doctor or that hospital bill that took care of us and allowed us to come out of the hospital alive? Okay. Even if it wasn't something that, happened where you were completely corrected from your surgery, from the incident, you came out alive and you are here and you are now. So let's start there. Let's look at the things that we used to believe and change and make a new belief system around it, around our incomes, around money, around our creditors, around the people that have been kind enough in our moment of need to give us the things that we needed, instead of looking at it as something that they owed us, because nobody owes us anything. Nobody owes you or me anything. We are all responsible for our own actions, and we are responsible for the actions that others have placed upon us. So I want us to walk away from today's episode, and thinking about, what is our real subconscious mindset? What is the thing that we really believe about money, about credit, about our incomes? What are the lies that we keep telling ourselves? Why are we still trying to pretend to be something that we really are not? Why can't we just tell the truth about ourselves and just pick up from there? Thank you for listening. Make sure that you are subscribed, that you like, and you share. Talk to you again soon. Have a great day.